Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the 4-Minute Mull, which is my 2018 attempt at trying to bring you sports science in a way that is informative and relevant, topical, and I hope also engaging. Those of you who have followed me for a while will know that I'm all about and very passionate about trying to take sports science and then applying it to what's happening in the world of sport, the stuff that you have read about in the newspaper or you've seen on television. And hopefully by bringing a little bit of the scientific knowledge and way of thinking, it elevates the conversation and gives you insights that you might otherwise have missed. Maybe at some point this year, if there's a really big story like the froome salbutamol case, we can even do this on Facebook Live, and then I can actually take some of your comments and questions in real time, which I think would be very rewarding, and certainly I'd enjoy that. I can't promise that there'll be a clip like this every single week. There'll be gaps, but equally there'll be some weeks where, depending on how much is going on in this head of mine, there might be more than one clip. So please do join me. I hope that, as I say, it fulfills the objective of bringing sports science to the world of sport. Now, I thought we'd start off this week by looking ahead at 2018. And I hate to be, it's not the bearer of bad news, but certainly in terms of predicting, if we look back over the last 5 or 6 years, we've seen pretty much year on year the credibility and the believability and the enjoyment around sport has been chipped away, scandal after scandal. Sometimes it feels like weekly, that one scandal replaces the next. And I wish that that would change, but unfortunately, what 2018 gives us is unlikely to change that, because the two big sports events of the year are the Winter Olympics in Feb, followed by the Football World Cup in June and July. And those two events are basically the focal point for everything that is wrong with elite sport today. You think about governance issues, ethics failures, doping, cover-ups, greed, corruption, scandals. Those events, by virtue of the whole issue around Russia and its systematic doping and then hosting the World Cup, they will be put firmly in the spotlight. And so rather than those big sports events being a distraction from the problems, they actually put the problems right in your windshield, as it were. So I unfortunately don't see the trend from the last few years changing. What else can we look forward to? The Chris Froome salbutamol thing should be resolved. Beats me when. I mean, if it happens before the Giro, I'll be surprised. The Tour de France, maybe, but probably even after that. But whatever happens, well, having said that, it might not be resolved. You think back to the Jiffy Bag scandal of 2017, and it's still hanging there like an axe waiting to chop off cycling's head. The intersects in sport issue should come to a head this year. The case is Duty Chan, but the athlete everyone knows about is semenya. And you'll recall that last year the IAAF would have made its submissions to the Court of Arbitration, and they will have to make a call on that at some point this year. So that'll be really interesting to cover. There'll be a lot of concussion-related rugby injury type stuff, law and governance and so on, because that's what I'm involved in my 9-to-5 job these days. And then the marathon. It's interesting that since they announced that the 2-hour marathon is imminent, the world record hasn't moved by a second. Will it happen this year? There'll be a couple of opportunities, London and Berlin, I guess. And so we'll keep an eye on that and see where that's going. So there's going to be a lot. There's going to be stuff that we can't see coming. There's also general sports science, which I'll try and share a little bit with you around interesting papers that I've read as they happen. So I'm really looking forward to it. As I said, I really do welcome the feedback and the engagement. I'm going to leave it there for now and just say that I'm really looking forward to 2018 and the discussions that we will have.